Hey, happy Monday. Happy soon to be drying up Monday for those in the upstate. For those of you in the Midlands and the coast, our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with you. Um, Tough situation. I think um, really horrible stuff. But anyway, it's hard to believe we're in week 5 in Intro to Nonprofit. We're almost done. I want to remind you that this is an abbreviated course, so we're only going to be 7.5 weeks. So the end is kind of right around the corner. You've been doing really good work. You've been working hard. I can tell that by looking at the journals, your responses to the quizzes. So let's look ahead and see what we got to be doing this week and see if I can get you on the right track. You're going to read one chapter. You're going to read chapter 9 out of the Solomon book, and that chapter is on arts, culture, and recreation. So nonprofit in the arts long history. Orchestras, dance companies, theater companies, museums, all types of cultural organizations, recreation, football league. The NFL is a nonprofit organization, if you can believe that. Major League Baseball, basketball, all major sports are nonprofit organizations. And then there are booster clubs. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. By the way, as you've been hearing and reading and watching the news with regard to Hurricane Florence, I want you to know that the nonprofit sector is definitely at work. American Red Cross, Samaritan's Purse, dozens of faith-based organizations, Southern Baptist Association. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on of nonprofit organizations and volunteers, I might add, that are there working to provide relief and for cleanup efforts and rescue efforts. I mean, even the Cajun Navy is a nonprofit LLC. So, I want you to journal. You've got journal number 5 to do this week. I want you to watch a fairly short, it's like 12 minutes long, video on the challenge for nonprofits arts organizations. Since you're going to be reading about nonprofits arts organizations, I thought that was something that might elucidate and further broaden your view and perspective on a couple of things. Lastly, but certainly not least, is quiz 3. Okay, so a number of you have emailed me, texted me, and said, hey, Dr. H, what can I do to get my quiz grade up? And I'll go back to what I said, probably the very first video that I did for this particular class. All the quizzes, as you know by now, are open-ended. You got 5 questions. They're all straightforward. They all come directly from the reading. I want you to answer the questions fully. If it says describe, then describe your response. Just don't list 1, 2, 3. Give me more information than you think I want or need. Because the only way I can tell if you know the material is the depth and breadth of your response. I also want to kind of give you a heads up. You know, again, this is starting the 5th week. You got 2.5, 3 weeks left. The course paper. You got to be identifying a particular topic that comes out of this paper, a topic that comes out of the reading, and useful for your paper. And I also want you to take pay very careful attention to the organizational interview that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to contact an organization, a nonprofit organization next to you. I think the syllabus might say in the upstate or close to Spartanburg, but I know some of you aren't even in the state of South Carolina, so it would be ridiculous for you to come here to Spartanburg to interview somebody from a nonprofit. Just identify, pick out a nonprofit organization close to you, across the street, across town, whatever, and connect with them. And a number of you have said, you know, I don't understand what you want me to do. What questions should I be asking? What questions should you be asking? Again, this is wide open, but what would you want to know? If it were me, I'd want to know the history of the organization, like what's its mission, what's its vision, how long has it been around, who does it serve, what kind of programs do they have, what kind of budget do they have? They have a board, and how many people are on that board? You got these volunteers. How many volunteers do they have? How do they train their volunteers? I'd probably ask the director or some staff people. What do you think is the biggest challenge you face running this organization? Are there other organizations similar to your mission and vision? I wouldn't call them competitors, but other nonprofits that are kind of working in the same kind of area. You think there are opportunities for collaboration, partnership in these particular endeavors? Those are the kinds of things I would want to know. And I maybe secretly hoping that you'd want to know that too. Anyway, as always, if you got questions, a number of you have called and, as I said, emailed and texted, and hopefully I've been fairly responsive. But if you need help, let me know, and because that's what I'm here to help you. And hope you have a great week. Hope it dries out wherever you are. Could have been, for those of you that have been affected, I know you're not going to like this statement, but it could have been profoundly worse. I just say some point during the week, take a minute and give thanks in the way that you can give thanks by prayer, petition, and if you're a person of faith, and just be thankful that it's not a lot worse and not as bad as all the weather forecasters and prognosticators said it was going to be. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you, probably hear from you this week. I'll be looking forward to your quizzes and your journaling. And if you got anything, let me know. Ooh, wow, that's a big finger on that side. You put